Hey everyone, Deansy Boy here, and today I'm going to be telling you, or talking to you actually, about the current affairs that have been going on in the world of football, especially in the English football at the moment, where we're seeing not one but two football clubs suffering at the moment, and the community around these two football clubs, the fan base, the workers, the players of Morecambe and Sheffield Wednesday, and how it's really affecting everyone in their respective communities and why it's all happening. So at the moment, Morecambe have been withdrawn from the National League because the then current owner, Jason Whittingham, is not paying the players, he's not paying the staff, he's literally letting the football club crumble because at the moment there's been a sort of an agreement with him and another consortium into buying Morecambe Football Club, but for some reason, whatever it is, Whittingham is not approving the sale. Yeah, everyone's approved it with who is involved, but for some reason Whittingham has decided no, because for some reason that he's not got a hold or got in touch with this consortium, especially the person who's leading the consortium into buying the club, saying that he's had no response or whatever. But people are disputing that, saying that they have responded and said we are looking to buy, but he's not doing it, which is adding some confusion and turmoil into where this position of Morecambe Football Club is going. For Sheffield Wednesday, it's sort of similar. Dapon Chanceries, who is the sole owner of Sheffield Wednesday and his family, they're not paying any of the players' wages. A lot of the players have decided to walk and gone on to other football clubs, including I think Josh Windass has gone to Wrexham, and I'm not going to go into all the players who have gone and left, but at the moment currently what I'm seeing is that 14 to 15 players are currently signed with Sheffield Wednesday. That's it. There's only 14 senior players playing for Sheffield Wednesday. And at the moment, the North Stand in Hillsborough, it is deemed unsafe. Obviously the players are paid next to nothing. Dapon Chancery wants £100 million for the club, but the problem I'm seeing is that the more of this football club being torn to pieces, it's not worth £100 million. The worth of the club is declining more and more, and it's really upsetting. And these two, I'd say, historic clubs within their respective communities are dying because of incompetent ownership. At the moment, the EFL always have a regulator to assess these owners, to question them, put them to the test, and see if they're fit to qualify in running or owning a football club. Now, at the moment, it's getting to the point where in the last 20 years, a lot of football clubs have suffered greatly because of incompetent and bad ownership. If I'm right, I'm just having a look here. You know, you got teams like Bury Football Club, who dissolved in 2019. They've had to restart, and the fans took ownership of that, and they're doing really, really well. Chester City, the Vaughan family just completely destroyed that football club. And if I'm right in saying that they previously owned two football clubs before, and I think one of them was Barrow. Also, they owned Bangor City. They completely decimated the club before they were bought by an Italian music producer, and I'm not going to go into that at the moment, but to cut the long story short, Bangor are no more. Macclesfield Town, it's happened to them. Scarborough FC, you know, back in 2007. Rushden and Diamonds in 2011. Darlington ended its existence in 2012. Hereford United back in 2015. Maidstone United back in 1992. But obviously, I'm going by the last 20 years. I'm only reading some of them, but from the top of my head, I remember Wrexham. They suffered financial problems, and a guy called Alex Hamilton nearly destroyed the club. I mean, he ruined the club before the fans obviously took over. And even then, Alex Hamilton, he tried to sell off the racecourse and try and turn it into a shopping centre complex or something like that. He tried to dismantle the club piece by piece. I mean, who does that? Portsmouth as well. I just remember Portsmouth suffered financially, and even the supporters had to come in and save their club. And luckily, they've now got a Michael Eisner, who's a billionaire owner, who's actually taken them out of the fourth division of the Football League and get them up into the Championship, which I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's amazing how the EFL or the FA or anyone is letting this happen, and the amount of clubs that have folded or had to restart or just completely ended altogether, and it's taken, away people's jobs, their livelihoods. Football, in a definition, it is life to most people, not just to the fans, but to the people who work for these football clubs. It's now got to the point where Parliament, the UK government, is stepping in, and they're gonna create a bill called the Football Governance Bill, which aims to, if I'm just gonna have a quick read here. So the UK Parliament is currently debating the Football Governance Bill, which aims to establish an independent regulator and introduce a licensing system for football clubs to improve financial sustainability and governance. The bill, introduced in the House of Lords back in October 2024, addresses concerns about club ownership, financial practices, and overall health of the English football pyramid. So this independent regulator will be non-biased. It won't be part of the EFL. It will just be completely independent, completely unbiased, and the government are trying to push for this bill. But sadly, when will this bill happen, and is it going to come to fruition before these two clubs fall and die? And it's sad for the fans as well, who have stood by the club for years and years. There's generations of fans who have gone to the games and created history and creating memories, and to see them suffer. I mean, I'm wearing my Barrytown United top, and even, as a Barrytown United fan, I've seen an incompetent owner who just completely neglected and tried to kill the club off out of spite. I can completely relate to it and completely understand it, and it's really sad to see football clubs die, especially with Morecambe. Now, I gotta mention this, and I'm a bit conflicted with this response. Now, a lot of people have said, well, what about Tyson Fury? What's Tyson Fury doing, and why is he not coming in to save the day and gracefully save, Morecambe from the depths of hell and try to do something about it? There's a part of me who was like, well, it's his money, it's his decision whether or not to invest, but at the same time, going by what I just said, and it has been proven that he's said that in interviews that he is keen in interest. If he was keen in interest, why is he not doing anything about it? Why is he not saving the day? You could at least purchase the club and at least, keep them afloat until you can find business people. And I am sure and positive that Tyson Fury knows a lot of businessmen or business people, consortiums around that would be more than willing to come in and invest into this football club. But again, I'm a bit conflicted with that. I agree with people who are calling Tyson Fury out for, not doing anything about it. But I'm at a point where as well that it's completely up to him. It's his decision. So I'm a bit torn. But the future looks promising just about for Sheffield Wednesday, because John Textor, so the guy who used to own Crystal Palace and Lyon, he sold all his shares of Crystal Palace, and I think he sold most of his shares from Lyon. He's looking to invest and buy into Sheffield Wednesday. Now, whether or not this goes through or not is another thing, but if it does happen, then there's some good news and some promise for Sheffield Wednesday in the future, and maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But for now, we don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, and we'll just have to wait and see. Wouldn't surprise me, the likes of Morecambe, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if Morecambe was to fold, it wouldn't surprise me that the fans of Morecambe decide, you know what, we're going to reform Morecambe FC, call it AFC Morecambe or whatever, and have to start from scratch. Fans don't have to do that. They need people with common sense and people who are firm and dedicated into protecting football in general. I mean, you can go about globally, and there's been a lot of football clubs who have suffered because people who just have a bit of money just think, oh, do you know what, I'm going to try and make a quick buck or two into investing into this club. I'll try and make as much money as I can and sell it. Football is a very difficult industry to make money unless you're doing it right. You've got people like Rob Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds who are doing it right, because maybe they also have the right attitude, the right business goals. They have the sense of not just what football's all about, but the sense of business, where the money needs to go, the right investment. They had a plan and they stuck through it. Because their names themselves, they managed to bring all that resources in and made Wrexham a profitable football club. They've gone from buying it for £2 million and now they're worth roughly 300 odd million. That is astonishing, but that's what you get for people who have got common sense and understanding of football and where it needs to go. The fact that you still got business people like the ones at Sheffield Wednesday, like the ones at Morecambe, who just haven't got the faintest idea how to run a football club, because I think they just went in there thinking they knew better, but then they got caught with their pants down. Football as a money generating machine is a very challenging one. The point I'm making here, people, is whether it be the EFL or the FA or even, government itself having to step in and do this sort of thing, it's just absolutely mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling as to why these clubs are suffering because of these ownerships. It's just absolutely crazy. So there we go, guys. That's my thoughts on the whole ordeal with Morecambe and Sheffield Wednesday and just incompetent owners in general. I'm wishing all the very best to the people, the fans, the staff and the players at Morecambe and Sheffield Wednesday, and hopefully some common sense will prevail, and hopefully, we'll see better days. But in the meantime, it's looking not good at all, but I've got all the hopes and best for you guys at this moment in time. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And I've been your host, Deansy Boy, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.